So Warner, just spell your first and last name so we get that correct.
Warner, my first name. Dudulao Kahayali'i is my last name. It's DULDULAO hyphen KAHAIALII.
Lifelong Maui resident?
Born and raised Maui. I was born in Kihei, grew up in Kihei, married Lahaina, married to the Kahayali'i Ohana.
How long you been a member of the union?
I've been a member of the union probably since 2003, somewhere around that. So about 20 years, maybe.
Take us back to last Wednesday and what was going on, and when did you first get a sense of something being off?
So last Wednesday, I went to work over here in Kahului. And my wife was supposed to bring my son to work because she has to go to work at 5:05 at night. So 10 o'clock, she tells me, I'm not driving, it's too windy, I'm scared. I said, that's okay, I'm gonna come and get him. So I leave work a little before lunch. I get to Lahaina and I get a message from my boss saying, don't come back, stay there, take care of your family. So I'm like, okay. I get home, everybody's worrying. The fire's pretty mild at the moment, but there's still a lot of smoke, you know. As we're in the house or whatever, trying to pack things, we're watching the smoke, monitoring it, and it starts to get black, and it starts to get more dense. You know, everybody in the neighborhood is coming out to the street, jumping on the roofs, trying to get a glimpse on this thing. I tell my wife, I gotta go, I come right back. She's like, where are you going? I'm gonna go take a ride. I wanna put eyes on this thing so we know exactly how long we have. So I take my bike, I ride down out of my neighborhood. Blackie's pit stop in Lahaina. The exit to the highway is shut down. There's poles, there's wires already down. You cannot go out through Blackie's. I take my dirt bike, I cut across towards the back of Ace, jump all the curbs, go towards the back of Ace, and I'm coming out by Foodland Farms. As I'm going up past Ministop, my brain thinks of my cousin up in the housing, in the apartments up there in the low-income housings. I'm like, I better go check on him. He works nighttime security. So as I'm going up the road, I get to the top of the road and I see his truck in the parking lot. And I think to myself, I hope you're not home, cousin. So I go to his door. I'm pounding on his door. I'm yelling his name for like 10 minutes. People are getting in their cars and leaving. Look at my cousin's truck. I'm like, I hope you're not home. He opens the door, but his eyes barely open. And he goes like this. He opens the door and he's like, oh, cousin, how you doing? I'm like, cousin, get your stuff and get your kids and get the hell out of here. He's like, what's going on? What's happening? I point to the side. All we saw was black smoke. He starts to panic. I'm gonna come back, check on you. Get the hell out of here. So I dig out. I go up the bypass. As I'm going up, cars are piled on the side, milking the fire, you know, trying to get out. Whatever the reasons was to being there. As I'm going up the bypass, I pass this lady, older lady. I'm not gonna say how old she was, I don't know. Older lady, pushing her bike up the bypass. I pass her. I come up to the turn. I see two guys on their bikes. one of them, you know, and his friend. I get up there, I'm like, how you guys doing? You know, where's your family? Where you live? You know, what can we do? What can I do to help you guys? One of the guys was like, oh, right there's my house. I'm like, well, which one? Let's go get your stuff. He says, the one with the flames. I turn to my friend. I'm like, where's your house? He says, 4 doors down. It's probably next. I know he has a lot of toys, dirt bikes, golf carts. I said, I'm gonna jump on your bike, let's go get your bikes. He said, nope, let them burn. I'm like, okay. The lady walking by us with her bike. Auntie, how you doing? Where you going? How can we help you? She starts crying. My children, my grandchildren are in that neighborhood that's burning. They're stuck by the wall and they cannot get out. Me and the 2 guys on the dirt bike, we jump on our bikes and we try and go to the wall. I don't know exactly what wall, because I'm not living in that neighborhood. I don't know. One of the guys says he knows exactly, so we follow him. We get to the bypass or the bridge and we can see it. I'm like, what wall? Where's the kids? He's like, oh, the wall's right there. There's nobody there. They must have got out. Stress relief, right? Think it's all good. The lady comes by, crying on her phone. I can't get hold of nobody. They're still in there. Like, oh my God. She pushes her bike across the bypass bridge to the chain link fence. I watch her climb the fence up and over, scale down the 12-foot cement wall. I ride my bike straight to the fence. I jump over that fence and I'm standing on the wall, ready to jump down. And I yell, Auntie, where are you going? Where is your kids? She says, they're in there. I'm gonna go in there. I yell, what direction, Auntie? I'm coming. She points. I jump on my bike. Go down under the bridge to the bypass. By now there's cops blocking people from going up Lahaina Luna Road. I'm coming full speed. Cops trying to wave me down. I just put my helmet down. I'm like, you're not stopping me. I go up Lahaina Luna Road. I go to that neighborhood. Thank God the neighborhood is still there today. People are standing there shooting water on their decks, on the 2nd story, standing in the streets, talking story. I don't know, maybe planning to leave. Cops talking to people. I pull up to everybody in panic, asking, where's this lady? Have you seen this lady? None of them answer. None of them never seen that lady. I'm like, how can you guys not have seen this lady? She came through here running. I go up and down the streets 5, 6 times every street, looking, yelling for her. I don't even know what her name was. Smoke's coming, wind is howling. I'm like, I better get out of here, because the only way to get out of here is going down Lahaina Luna Road towards the fire. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of here. I go down Lahaina Luna Road, and as I'm trying to make that turn to go on the bypass, the winds, the winds was blowing, it was coming in like swells. It was like heavy gusts, and then it was heavier gusts, and then it was heavier gusts. As I try to make that turn, I'm trying to go straight, the wind's pushing me at a diagonal all the way to the guardrail. I stick my feet on the guardrail so it doesn't push me and my bike down. I'm like just trying to hold my bike up, keeping the throttle open so my bike doesn't die. When the winds let up, I go to get out of the Lahaina Luna Road through the bypass, past the cop that was trying to stop me. First he was on his, like outside his car, trying to stop me. And I'm coming back. He's in his car, waving me down. I pull right up to his window and he's like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, I'm trying to save my family. I'm trying to get them out. And his face changes, starting to worry. He starts asking me questions if they got out. and whatever, if I'm okay and whatever. And I'm like, yeah. So if you see us riding our bikes, we're not here to look for fire. We're here to help and look for people. So don't stop us on our bikes. I leave, go up the bypass, go to check on my cousin who I just woke up. The lady sees me coming. She waves me down. I'm like, Auntie, oh my God, thank you. I'm glad I got to find you again. I was worried. I was looking in there. I'm like, where's all your kids? She points to these her adult kids. I'm like, all right, thank goodness. I'm like, where's all your babies? Where's your grandkids? She opens the van door and there's 7 of them in there. She says, thank you for putting your life in danger. My family, I had no idea who this lady was. Got her contacts. Ask her, is there anybody else I can go find and help? Anybody else that you know is still stuck in the fire? Her son says, no, Mom. Everybody else is going up north. I said, okay, that sounds great. I leave to go and check on my cousin. Go back down. Right now the fire is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Pull up to his apartment. Him and his son is in the truck, getting ready to leave. They ask me, where do we go? We don't know. We just woke up. I said, right now, I know the only safe place is on the top of that bypass because you're going to be above the fire. Okay, I'll follow you. Fireman truck comes right around the corner, starts telling us, you guys better get out of here. The fire is right on the other side. I look in the passenger seat. That guy was my apprentice 3 years ago. He noticed my face. He said, Uncle, you better get out of here. You better stay safe. I looked at him and I told him, you better stay safe. Because I can go this way. You gotta go that way. I better not forget about you tomorrow. Don't worry, Uncle, we get him. So we're leaving. My cousin's following me out. Follows me to the top of the bypass. And we're watching the fire for a bit. I tell him, I gotta go, cousin. I gotta go. Make sure I have my bags packed. My family needs to know about this fire. We gotta get out of here. Make sure we got stuff to do. Or get out of here. Everything we need. I leave. I go home. I tell my wife, my brother-in-law, the tenant in the back, my landlord's tenant in the back, and everybody I knew on the street to get out. Get ready to get out. My wife made some dinner, lau-laus, whatever. I told her, just cook dinner already. Just cook it. She made some lau-laus. I got home. I'm like, how many lau-laus is left? She says 2. Put it in a Tupperware. Whatever rice we get, whatever, some juice, some snacks. I took that to my cousin who just woke up. I'm like, here, cuz I brought you some food, so you guys can have some food. And he was like, man, me and my son was just talking, we were starving, we just woke up. I'm like, perfect, here you go, you know, enjoy it, you know, whatever. We're sitting there, still watching the fire. The wind's blowing, we're talking. I'm like, man, this wind is gonna just screw everything up. This wind is gonna be the one that kills everything. As we're watching the fire, neighborhoods getting more and more burnt. We see all the embers fly over the river, land into the bushes next to his apartment that I just woke him up from. The fireman pulls up on this side of the apartments, doesn't see this fire, doesn't know that there's a fire there. I see the fireman in there. I think about that boy. For a split second, I was gonna ride my bike and go down there and tell the fireman where it is, right? I'm like, okay, I can tell them, we can save this. Probably 10, 15 seconds go by, half that building disappear in smoke. I'm like, if I would have rode up that road through that smoke, I probably would have passed out. So I look at my cousin, I shook his hand, and I said, I will see you on the other end of this. Get the hell out of here. I get in my family and we're going. I get to my house, I tell my wife, grab everything, Important, whatever we can fit in the trucks, and we getting out of here. She's like, where are we going? They're evacuating everybody to the Civic. Let's go to the Civic. We're packing stuff in. I'm telling everybody to get out of their house, making sure everybody knows we're leaving. Firemen come up, start turning off the water. Only right then I started to realize I need my fishing gear. I need some fishing gear. I start grabbing fishing gear, whatever I can, whatever I don't have to go into and dig. Get in my truck. And then my wife, before that, she's like, okay, I see you at the Civic. I'm like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. She goes, and then I'm grabbing all my stuff. I leave my house, my gas tank says 7 miles till empty in my Toyota Tacoma. I know there's traffic already. So we get to the Civic, we start going to the Civic, coming through Hawaiian Homes. Going down towards the post office, we see the entrance, the exit to the highway right there is blocked off. Nobody can go out. So I'm thinking there's another exit on the Kaanapali side. I drive over there. There isn't really many cars on the road. I drive almost all the way down and I see there's wires and poles down there and nobody getting out. Shit. I tell my wife, turn around, we're going to the dirt parking lot. So we get up there and we're like getting out. We're watching the fire, probably, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes maybe. And then we can see the silhouette of our neighborhood and the glow of the fire right behind it. And I told her, you see those 2 big pine trees? One of them is on our street. So as the fire is getting closer to that tree, I turned to my wife, I told her, I'm coming back. She's like, where are you going? So I'm going to go find us an exit. I walked down. By now, cars were coming. 100 to 200 cars came within that time we were watching. I start walking down. I go walk down towards the Kaanapali side. Maybe they started clearing things, or I can help to clear things so we can get out of here. Another local guy comes and meets me or whatever. We start walking down together. Now there's cars bumper to bumper from where I was parked on the top all the way to the exit in Kaanapali. People are outside their cars already, cars off. They're like just talking, panicking, whatever. I'm looking at the wires, I'm looking at the poles. I'm like, there's no way we're getting out of this tree here. Start looking at the boulders. What kind of space can fit my wife's truck? Then I see this car come on the highway, go towards Kaanapali. It wasn't an ambulance, it wasn't a cop. I look at the Hawaiian, I tell him, bro, where that car came from? I don't know. I look like that towards the post office. I see another car pulling out. I told Hawaiian, get in your car, we're going out that way. We run all the way up to the dirt parking. As I'm going up, I'm stopping at every car, telling them, turn around, go out the post office side. They all telling me, and I know, because I drove through there, the post office side was closed. Nobody can go out. But now that I seen cars leaving, I'm telling them, I seen somebody leaving through there. That is our only way out. Some of them believe me. Some of them start to argue. I said, believe what you want. I'm going out that way. I'm going up to every car, telling them to go out that way. A lot of them arguing with me, which is understandable. We're in a state of panic. My landlord has been waiting at the dirt parking lot for me to come back. She's like, what are we doing? I tell her, get in line. When you get to the tennis courts at the bottom of this road, turn left. She said, it's closed. I said, I don't care. Turn left. So she gets in line. I get to my wife, I cannot even breathe already. She's like, what are we doing? I said, get in line, we're gonna go down, we're gonna turn left. And same thing, it's closed. I told her, just follow me. So by now, because I've told people to go and turn left, right? Nobody is waiting to go right. They're going left, so traffic is starting to flow. I can get out from where I parked into the road to go down. I can see the bottom of the road. I see a cop down there. Okay, in my head, I'm like, okay, perfect. You know, he's gonna alternate traffic. I sit in my truck, gotta wait. Seemed like it was an hour, probably 5-10 minutes. Our line did not move. Cars kept going across. I get out of my truck, I run all the way down to that cop. I told him every colorful word in the rainbow that I knew. I told him, we want to get out too. We don't want to die here. Let us out. Turned to the car behind me. I said, you going this way. Went all the way back up, did the same thing what I just did earlier. I get to my truck, our line starts moving. I look at my gas gauge, it says, please refuel now. My wife's car has less than quarter tank of gas. She's the kind that if the tank reaches quarter tank, she doesn't want to drive nowhere. So we get out, we start going down. We get out by the post office side, and everybody's kind of going slow. And we get to the highway, and we see all the poles on the road, across the road. So everybody's going slow. On the Maui side of the highway, all the way by the guardrail, going really slow. And then I see this cop point to the next lane. So I get out, and everybody's still going in like one snake, really slow. I get out of that lane, and I didn't mean to break the speed, but I made my truck go as fast as it could because I know I had no gas. Before I left the Civic, my wife was asking me where we're going to go. I said, we're going to go to Kahana McDonald's because that is far enough away from the fire, and that's the only gas station that I know that might have gas. So as I'm driving my truck as fast as it can go, I know I left my wife far behind. I'm like, I'm gonna go check down by Honokawai ABC store, there's a gas station. I know they're not open, whatever. I'm just gonna go down there and see. I take a circle down there and everything is black. Go back to the highway, fly, go as fast as I can to Kahana McDonald's. I circled around the bank, I circled around the gas station and did not see my wife's truck. Starting to freak out. So I pull out, go towards by the street light where the highway meets. I'm just about to turn off my truck and stand outside so my wife can see me in my construction shirt still from work. I see her coming down. She's like, where are we going? Go park in there. We're gonna stay in there tonight. So we go in there. We find the corner by the Whalers General Store and the handicap stall in that corner. We park our 2 trucks in there. Everybody's coming now. The gas station is getting filled with cars. Like filled with cars. Everybody's freaking out, everybody's worrying, you know. I'm like, oh, we're just gonna stay here tonight. We stayed there that day. We woke up the next day, still in shock, still can't believe. Still trying to look at the smoke in the air, see if it's getting less, seeing if it's getting more. Right there, in the morning, 2 workers from that store walk down the stairs. I'm like, all right, we're gonna open the store. People can get food, they can get water. It's not gonna be so bad. They stand in front of the door. The workers stand in front of the door, and the other 30 to 40, 50 people waiting for the door to open, standing there. So we just like whatever, the store might be open, and then all of a sudden I turn and I look, and there's no workers in front of the door anymore. In my brain, the store's not gonna open. So right there, you know, whatever. I'm telling the people what I know. They come to me, I was the only one that had a radio on that gas station. I had the radio playing so we could have some kind of report, some kind of music. People would come and go by my truck. Somebody came, said that our Ohana was looking for you guys. We have a house in Napili, come to our house. We have running water. We don't have electric. We have a barbecue, and we have a pool. Sounds great. Okay, we're coming. It's like, yeah, we're kind of saved, yeah. Start packing up our gear. I had one tent, I had one cot, and my cooler, whatever. So we pack everything, put it in the trucks. My wife could see her face, a little bit relief. I think to myself, by now, there's probably 200 cars in that neighborhood. By now, I have to park my truck quarter mile and walk to that house because that house street is probably filled with cars. Everything I own is in my truck and in my wife's truck. I told her, take the kids. I'm not leaving my truck. She's like, why? I tell her why. I'm not leaving my truck out of my sight. Okay, I'm gonna take the kids. I said, yes, please take the kids. Go shower, go eat, whatever. She's like, I'm gonna come back, check on you. Okay. She's gone. People, tourists, locals, come up to me, talk story with me. I'm trying to not make the situation worse. I'm trying to crack jokes. I'm trying to be humorous. I'm trying to relieve a lot of the stress that people are freaking out on. People are looking at me and like, how can you be like this in this time? I look at them and tell them, right now, you have two choices. Either you laugh or you cry. You have two choices right now. They're looking at me, they're like, wow, this is what it is. This local guy comes. Everybody's flocking to me by my radio. Some come, some go. This local guy comes around the corner. Oh, Hawaiian, how are you? Whatever. Talk story. How's your family? I don't know. Where you live? Hawaiian, Lahaina Luna. I can't get a hold of them. I'm worried. My phone dying. Hawaiian, plug your phone in and get one charge already. We hang out. This other guy comes, a Hispanic guy. Worried. Same story. Can't get a hold of his family. You need a water? I have my cooler. I'm offering people water, drinks, whatever I have to help them cope. Give them water. The day goes on. People come by my radio and say, hey, I've seen people using the phone here. I've seen people using the phone there. I've seen people trying to put out food over here. So I'm getting intel. Whatever, and I'm spreading the intel that I know to whoever I know. If they can get out, they can get out and go get it, whatever. So I'm just trying to keep people, tell everybody what I know so that they can survive and whatever. My wife comes back, and then so we just start hanging out, trying to go let the day go by, do whatever we gotta do. People coming to put gas. There's no electricity, there's no gas. Some sincere, some Karens. People are trying to give me money, saying we want to help you. I don't take the money. I'm like, what am I going to do with that? By the time I can use that, it's useless. No, take it, just take it. I said, no. You want to help me, you go get me water. You go get me food. Two tourists, older ladies, came up to me, tried to do that, gave me money. And I said, don't give me money. How can we help? Get me water. There's people, 50 people in line, standing in the sun for 6 hours. Then they're like, oh yeah, we have a case of water at the hotel. We'll come right back. I'm like, okay, take it with a grain of salt, whatever, Half hour later, I see these two older ladies carrying one case of water down the stairs. So I run over there and I give them my heart and I tell them thank you. You don't know how much that means. They said that's all they have to give. I said that is more than more than you know. I put the case of water on my truck. I open the water up. And then I yell, anybody want a bottle of water? 40 hands went up. I said, you come here and you get your bottle of water. They all want to give me money. Don't give me money. I'm not going to take your money. People come up, same thing. You know, we trade, we barter, whatever. I'll take that, but I'm not taking no money. The whole time my wife left for my kids, and I'm sitting there trying to stop people from going crazy, stop them from eating each other, because everybody's face went from scared that night to the next day stressing out what we're going to eat, where we're going to eat, to that night getting angry. Like within hours, within days, people would start turning angry. So I'm trying to help, crack jokes, whatever. There's stories. People said that there was pumping gas at that gas station that I was just at for a day and a half. They show up. I said, there's no gas. I saw people pumping gas this morning. I said, there's nobody pumping gas this morning. I was here. Okay. 4 o'clock comes. Another swarm of people comes. No more gas. No more electricity. Oh no. They said they're going to turn this pump on at 5 o'clock today. We're going to pump gas. I thought, you sure? Because the amount of poles I passed on the highway and the amount of poles we cannot see in the mountains that can only be fixed with a helicopter, I don't think they're going to turn them on at 5 o'clock today. But if what you're saying is true, let's get out of here. I'm all for it. 30 cars, 40 cars coming with the same story, waiting for 5 o'clock. We're going to pump gas or we're getting out of here. I want to believe it so bad. 5 o'clock comes. I'm like, and I yell really loud. It's 5 o'clock, let's start pumping and get the hell out of here. Everybody look at me like I'm a psycho. Trying to just crack jokes, right? 5:30 comes, everybody's still tripping out, freaking out. And I'm like, okay, I gotta. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? 5 o'clock came, we got gas. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, don't you know, nowadays, after pandemic, everything is on an app. You download the app, you Bluetooth that shit, you Bluetooth the gas to your gas tank. We all got gas already, let's get out of here. Guys is just laughing, tripping out, like, how the hell are you doing this, right? I'm like, I don't know. In my head, thinking as soon as I get out of here, I'm coming right back. As soon as I get out. The day goes on, about 8 o'clock p.m. This white van pulls up, big van. The guy comes out and he opens his doors. He said, I don't have a lot of stuff, but I have salads, I have vegetables in my van. Whatever you guys want, you guys can have it. And everybody swarms like flies. Somebody had hot food from someplace. They're like, hey, you're here with your family. We brought you guys some hot food. Forever grateful to that person. So everybody's swarming that van. I gave my wife the hot food. Eating. Half hour later after that, a white truck and an SUV from Nalu's restaurant. Sorry, I didn't want to say names, but from a restaurant pulls up and this lady yells, anybody hungry, we have hot food. Come and get food. Everybody just left the van. The van's pretty much empty. They come up, start taking food. The lady yells, anybody willing to take anybody out of here? We brought some gas. We will give you 1 gallon of gas to whoever wants to put whoever in your car and get out of here. Sounds great. I think to myself, I have 2 trucks. They're not going to give me 2 gallons gas. I don't even ask for the gas. I let everybody else take the gas and get out of there. Whoever get out of there, get out of there. I grabbed some hot food. I go to find that Hispanic guy who I made that phone call, who was we built relation with. I yell his name. I'm like, hey man, I got some food for you. You know, some hot food, because I know he just came and got some salads. I got some hot for you, some hot food, so we can at least eat. He tells me like this, no man, that phone call I made was to my boss. This food is from my boss. This gas is from my boss. You guys eat, you enjoy, get yourself some gas and get out of here. I'm getting out of here. I can't get out. I know they're not going to give me enough gas. So we wait. Those people come, people leave, they got the gas. Some people didn't. And I'm waiting there. I'm thinking we're going to stay here another night, right? So whatever it is, half hour after that, my daughter, her boyfriend, and my brother show up with 5 gallons of gas. Dad, we're here to get you out. My daughter was my hero, is my hero. Never did drive around Kahakuloa. The roads was shut down. Nobody in, nobody out. My daughter pulls up with 5 gallons of gas. I put half in my truck, half in my wife's truck. My wife tells me where we're going. We're getting out of here. We're going to Grandma's in Kihei. As we're coming out by Malaya, there's the checkpoints. I tell my wife, stop by this cop. We stop by the cop. I look at him and I tell him, we're leaving. We was just stuck in there. If I go and I get a ton of gas, will you let me back in? He says, I cannot do that. I said, so you telling me all those people trapped in there, nobody can come and help them? They have to wait till the road is open. The road's still not open today. Today, the road's still up. Tell my wife drive. I get to my grandma's. In the morning, my boss texts me. He says, meet me for breakfast. Bring your whole family. We're sitting at the table, telling them the story of what just happened. He looks at me and he tells me, what do you need? I said, I need gas cans. He said, there's 2 in the base yard, go get them. As we're at breakfast, he empties his wallet and puts it in front of me. And I said, I don't want that, I don't need that. He says, I know what you're gonna do. Take this. I said, okay, thank you, boss, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We leave breakfast. I go buy gas cans. I went to 3 stores. I found 2 1-gallon gas cans with no covers. Call the boss. Boss, there's no gas cans anywhere. I've been to 3 stores. He says, go get the ones in the base yard. That's all we got. A couple minutes after that, he calls me up. He said, I called Service Rentals. I put 15 cans of gas in your name. Go get them. Oh my God. I take the gas cans, I get the gas cans. As I'm going to the gas station, my daughter calls me up. Says, Dad, what are you doing? Baby, I'm going in. I can get our people out. Dad, I'm coming. I did not question her. I did not deny her. I said, put whatever you can in your car and let's go. My cousin went in the day before with one of those restaurants who was delivering hot food. When I got out, I saw his post or whatever. So I called him up. I said, cousin, I'm going in there. If you want to come with me, we can go try whatever. I'm going to go in there. I got some gas. He's like, okay. I'm getting ready. I'll call you when I'm ready to go in. I said the same thing. I'm putting gas. I'll call you before we go. I meet you at Malaya. Okay. My daughter meets me at the gas station. We drive to Malaya, where everybody hikes up on the dirt parking because they didn't want to drive across the highway. So we wait there. Not even a minute. I call my cousin. I'm like, cousin, we're here on the side of the road waiting for you. I'm at the harbor. We're going in with this construction company. They got supplies. They got trailers. We're about to go in right now. Cousin, we coming. We at the junction. I never tell them wait. I said, we coming. So we go, me and my daughter, I tell her, let's go. We go down towards the harbor, past the old Buzz's Wharf. My cousin is talking to the police. I get right behind him. I beat my horn so he knows I'm there. He points to my truck. Cop, lets them go. He gets to me. What are you doing? Where are you going? I'm with them. I got $300 worth of gas in my truck. My daughter's car is filled with water. We're going to go in and help and save our people. He looks at me. He says, okay, be safe. Lets me go. I go in there, and my older stepdaughter and her grandpa is still at the gas station where we left. As I go there to make sure they get gas to get out, or to wherever they gotta go, make sure they're okay. I get to the gas station. I see 2 cars that was there the night before that took gas. I pull up to the gas station and I said, does anybody need gas to get out of here? I will give you gas. Those 2 people raised their hand. I told them, I was here last night. I saw you take the gas from the lady. I refused the gas from the lady so that you guys could get out. And you are still here. Why are you still here? Oh, we only have a half tank of gas. We don't want to get stuck. Turn to the other car. Same thing for you. Why are you still here? Oh, we was just waiting. Waiting for what? Get the hell out of here. What if there's traffic? We don't want to be stuck. I didn't tell them. I was in that corner for 2 days with you guys. I got out last night. I just came back. There is no traffic leaving Lahaina. 0. Get out of here. People hear me yelling at them about this. And I tell anybody, do you need gas? I will give you gas. We need gas. Can we get some gas to get out of here? I'm like, okay. Turn on your car. Let me see how much gas you have. They turn on their car. 70 miles to empty. Get the hell out of here. I ain't giving you nothing. You will make it to Haleakala with 70 miles in your tank. Tourists come up to me. Can we get some gas? We're trying to get out of here. When's your flight? Where are you from? Our flight is this afternoon, probably 2 o'clock. How much gas you get? Probably not enough. Well, let me see. Turn your car on. 12 miles to empty. You ain't making it nowhere. Here's 2.5 gallons. I better not see you here tomorrow. give them the gas, they go. So now I'm trying to hit people, and I hear of areas where there's a lot of people, and then there's people dropping off stuff. I get the intel from the days before. So I'm like, okay, I'm not saying those people are good. I'm not. But I know they're getting things. I know people are going there. In my head, what I wanted to get to, or who I wanted to get to, was those people who was not at those areas. Those people who were stranded, like me and my ohana, who had no miles to get to anywhere. So as I'm going, I do our runs, I check whoever, just driving by, giving people gas. Drive through Napili Market. I see 10, 15 guys standing around. 2 guys with buckets. And I'm like, what are they doing? I walk up to them and I see these 2 brothers with buckets pumping gas into people's cans. I said, brother, you guys get gas? How you got the gas? Oh, uncle, there was no gas cans, so we just bought buckets and we brought it out here. I'm like, oh, nice. I turn around, I go to my truck. I grab a 5-gallon gas can and I'm walking back, and they're like, uncle, we almost out. I walk to the bucket and I filled that bucket up. One of my friends sees me, recognizes me. I ask him, what you need, bro? I'm here to help get guys out. He's like, you know what we need? We need gas for Joey's kitchen. They've been cooking food for everybody in this parking lot. The generator's running out of gas. Here's 5 gallons, take it to them. People now see me distributing gas. They're coming up to me like flies. Can we get gas? So this person needs gas, and this, that. And the same story goes. Let me see your gas tank. How much gas you get? Because I'm not wasting my boss's money. I'm not giving it to nobody who doesn't need it. There's no service. Me and my daughter empty our cars. We're coming back out, getting more gas, more supplies. My friend who lives in Honokawai was off island for a couple days. Gets home the day of the fire, cannot go home. Sees my post. When I first got gas, I posted, I'm going in, giving people gas, getting people out. He sees my post. He said, how did you get in? I want to go home. I said, I don't know how I got in. Really? I'm filling up gas and supplies again. I'm going in. Let me know when you're ready. So he gets ready. We start going out. Same thing. Nobody can go in. We've seen police escorts going in, whatever. But private cars, whatever, no. Everybody's saying you can't go in. All my friends saying you can't go in. Not all, sorry, but a lot. People I've been talking with, people see me at the gas stations, filling my gas, telling me, let's go. I said, yes, let's go. Hopefully they got their way in, because when I called them, I texted them, no response. Hopefully they got their mission accomplished. Go in there. My friend has all kinds of stuff. He has people that reached out to him to bring them supplies as well. So we go, we do all our stops, do all his stops, get them gas and get him home. I come out, this is probably like 2 in the morning, coming out of Lahaina. Then I see my brother's post. They going in with a convoy. He partnered up with this local Hawaiian restaurant. They're gonna go in and give supplies and water and whatever. In my head, I'm like, perfect. You know, another angel warrior. So in the morning, I call him up. I tell him, brother, if you know of anybody that needs anything before you guys go at 2:30, let me come and pick it up. He says, yes, come to our shop. We was just talking to these people in the valley who nobody went up there. They could not get gas for days. They're stuck up there. They reached out to us if we can go and get them supplies. I said, that's why I'm here. One of my friends calls me up. He says, hey man, we're ready to go in. We want to go in. We're here to help. I have 2 trucks with trailers, 300-gallon water tank, 10 coolers, my kids. So far, besides my cousin, everybody I told to come on and let's go didn't show. I told him, you meet me at this address. We're here loading up. He shows up with everything he said he has. I didn't plan on having a convoy that day. I didn't plan on taking anybody but me and my daughter back in that day. We ended up with a 5-car convoy. I reloaded my gas cans. This was the day they announced they're going to let the Lahaina residents back in with their IDs. 5,000 cars clogged the road, caused an accident in Waikapu. We were in Kahului by Maui Oil. We're like, how the hell are we going to get there? Everybody's asking me how we're going to get there. I don't even know how we're going to get there. So we load up. And I'm like, let's go. We're gonna try. That's all we're doing is trying. No police. Just us. 6 cars. Start going. And I'm like, okay, going up to Mawilani. And I'm like, we're not going to make it this way. So I tell the guys in the back, I'm like, hey, we got to go down to Kihei. Go up to Sugar Beach to get to Malaya. So as we're going on that route, there was an escort by mud flats. We pull over, we let them pass. I pull right behind them. I tell everybody, turn on your flashes. We're gonna make like we're with them. They get to the junction where there's a cop. The escort team talks to the cop. Their last car starts pointing in the back, and there's 2 cars between my crew and that first crew. I could see the guys in the cars' hands start getting erratic, starts pointing like they're yelling. I could see the cop go like this. You not going Lahaina. 2 cars. So by now, he knows we're probably not part of that team. I pull up to the cop. What you doing? Where you going? Where you think you're going? I get $300 worth of gas in my truck. I get $10,000 worth of supplies in these 6 cars. We get 300 gallons of water. We going in, get our people out. He goes, be safe. Thank you. That's all of us true. We go in there, straight to the valley, straight to the mountain where my auntie told us to go. Give them everything they needed or whatever they asked for. Filled up their tanks with gas cans for the generators. And we start going. And we had certain stops that was requested. People was requesting things from us and supplies. So I wanted to hit those people. Stay away from all those big drop zones. Because I heard at this time, those big drop zones, people are getting crazy. They're not asking, they're not sharing, they're not politely grabbing. By this time, they're demanding, they're shoving, and they're yelling. So I didn't want to take my team there. I had my daughter with me. So we go, and as every stop, I asked my team, is there anybody that reached out to you that we need to get to? One of the guys, he's like, yeah, I have this guy up in Kaanapali. He's a customer of mine. He's a mechanic. He's a customer of mine. He's an older gentleman. He cannot go nowhere. He's stuck up there with no supplies. I said, that's the exact people I want to get to. We get up there, Kaanapali. I don't know exactly the name of the street. It's by the coffee farms. You go up there. We deliver the guy's stuff. The guy was there. People walking on the street, we're asking them what you need. We have water, we have gas. You know, how are you doing? A lady walking, like probably just her evening walk, whatever, says, I just got power. We were like, what? We turned to the guy who was dropping off stuff. Check your power. You should have power. Turns on, he's like, yes, I have power. Perfect. They're going to get gas again. As we leave in the neighborhood goes like this, and it goes down towards the highway. As soon as we get to this intersection, I see smoke. We was just talking about emptying my friend's 300-gallon water tank because we didn't need it. Nobody needed it right then, or whenever we stopped. We wasn't trying to stop and let people shower for hours, whatever, you know. So we were just talking about it, and I'm going down the hill, and I see the smoke. And I see the fire. It's in a banana patch. We all know what banana trees look like. How much dead leaves are on banana trees, even when they're growing. Get down there, I run to my friend's truck who's just making the turn. I said, I hope you never empty all your water. He's like, why? And then I point to the fire, and he swears, drives straight down there. He cannot get in because there's a gate. I told them I'm gonna be back. I gotta go tell my friend who I just took home the night before. I have to tell them there is a fire. I'm gonna come back. While I was gone, I heard they were trying to fill up their coolers with water and run it in and peel the fire. It was getting so bad that they left. They said they cannot, what they was doing was nothing. By the time they run and come back, the fire is bigger. So they bailed. I'm like, I'm glad you guys did. Told my friend, the fire's going on. Everybody starts freaking out. I'm like, I don't know, turn on your radio, but we getting out of here. We're not getting stuck again. I'm taking my team and we're leaving. Be safe. Let me know if you need anything. We come back tomorrow. I get back to my team, and they're waiting now at the bottom of the hill by the train tracks. Cops block the road, kind of go up. So I'm like talking with them, what are we doing, where are we going? They're asking me, what are we doing? I'm telling them, we're getting out of here. Whatever we have left in our trucks, we will take back to the shop and bring back tomorrow. So we leave, we're going, and my friend, like, I gotta empty this water. It's dangerous to be driving on the poly with this much water in my tank. I'm like, cool, you know, okay. So we go up by the bypass to let some water out. While we're up there, I see my brother's convoy pass us on the bypass. I'm like, no, the smoke in Kaanapali is growing. I call my brother up. I'm like, hey man, are you in that convoy? I see you guys passing. He's like, no, I'm at the shop, but the convoy made it. I'm like, yes, the convoy made it. We just seen them. Tell them, turn around. There's a fire in Kaanapali. They cannot turn around. They're being escorted by police. They go all the way to Kaanapali. The police turned them around. They made no drop that day. Brought everything back to the shop. If my team didn't make it in there that day, Get back to the shop. Everybody's panicking. We gotta assess things. We gotta discuss things. My brother's posting. He's doing his live feed. Opens his shop for donations and pickups and whatever. So we just kept going back in and out, trying to supply people, trying to get people out. The very next trip, the very next day, I got a call from the union hall saying they have something for me, which hit my heart. So I come here to pick it up. The convoy leaves. I don't want them to wait for me. So they leave. I catch them up on the 5-mile stretch. See them on the side of the road. There's cars in front of them, another set of cars. As I'm going, I pass them because I'm trying to catch up to them. I pass them. By the time I realized I was already beyond them, so I pull off on the side of the road. I see the first group of cars in front of them start to leave and go on the highway. I think I had no idea what was going on because I didn't have anybody's number in that convoy. I wrote on the window, and then somebody yells at me. He's like, "Hey, let's go." And I look up, and it's my cousin's boyfriend. I'm like, "Whoa, okay, cool, they're with us." And I turn in the back of my head, and I see my cousin, his father-in-law coming behind them. So I pull right behind them. Then I see our team coming and leaving, coming behind. So I call him up. I'm right behind them. I'm like, "Hey, cousin, what you doing? You know, you guys taking stuff in? How you guys doing?" And he knew we was just in there, stuck. Didn't know what we were doing, but he knew I was stuck in there. He knew I live in there. So you could hear the voices of concern and making sure we're okay and this and that. And then I'm telling him what we've been doing this past couple of days. Then he's like, "Oh yeah, we're going in with Auntie's team, her medical team. We're taking in medical supplies, so stay close to us. We'll get you in." I tell him, "Cousin, you see my truck behind you? That's 6 cars behind me, and that big box truck way in the back. That's our whole team." Then his heart, you could just hear his voice, like rejoice. He's like, "Yeah, go get him, cousin. When we turn off, when we get in, we gonna turn off, and you guys do your thing." So we went in there, did our drops. We got a word, Lahaina Luna neighborhood. Nobody stopped there. One of our guys in the convoy lives in Lahaina Luna Road. So we went up there and we stocked them up. Dropped everything we had at that house. Made sure everybody in that neighborhood knew there was stuff in your neighborhood to go get it. Now we're like, all these drop stations are going to be gold mines. When it comes dark, people are going to come out. So we make sure that the guys are ready, and they're like, "No, we're ready. We are equipped and ready." And they tell us there was an incident the night before, that there was a car driving through the neighborhood after curfew hours. It circled 3 times. And they said when the car stopped, within minutes, 3 police and the SWAT team came out with guns drawn, asking questions. So we know that they are watching that neighborhood, the Maui's finest. Just put a relief on our head, you know? I go in the next day to continue our mission, and I pass these big drop stations, And then I see there is an abundance of supplies starting to come in. I pass by that McDonald's that I was at, and I see people in line. And then there's a long line. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I pulled right up to the person pumping, and I asked him, are you pumping gas? He said, yeah, we're pumping gas. I said, no, are you really pumping gas? He said, yes. I look at the machine, the pump, and the numbers are rolling. That was such a relief to see gas being flowed. As we were driving around, we would see signs of people that have gas, saying gas here, or the community stepped up immediately. So when we got back to the shop, I told everybody what I knew, what the gas was pumping, how much stock that there is. So maybe there isn't a need for us to be pumping back and forth. You know, we just wait and see. People have needs. People know of people who never got to areas, because some people are still stranded. So we get the messages, and we hit those people, we make sure they can move. The last day I went in was probably yesterday. One of our members on our team, he needed to get in there. His work is in there, his wife is in there. They don't live in there, but they work in there, so they need to get in there. They cannot get in there, have no ID, Lahaina ID. I said, let's go in there, I'll take you in there. This time we went to Kahakuloa because I didn't want to deal with this side anymore, because it's been getting crazy and stupid. I know by this time they're letting the Lahaina residents in through Kahakuloa, no stress. So that's the way we went. When I went that last time, and I saw how much stuff they are getting and how much relief they are getting, it was just a heartwarming feeling to see those faces and those people at those donation stops casually going through the things and casually walking away with 1 case of water, 1 box of diapers. There wasn't the feeling of panic anymore. So we get to the shop, we just access things, and so now our shop, my brother's shop, is open for donations after 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you want to donate or pick up, it doesn't matter if you live Lahaina, Kahului, Haiku, Hana. If the stores don't have what you want or what you need, and we have it, come and get it. Anybody. We cannot wait for the system to figure things out while we suffer, while we starve, while we die. Sometimes we need immediate action. Sometimes our actions are erratic. But in times when waiting is just as dangerous as a fire burning, you need immediate action. I'm not saying the system is bad. I'm not saying the cops are bad. I'm saying the community, the island of Maui, responded the way we were supposed to. The way our ancestors trained us to be. The way aloha should be at this tragic time. You see who is what. You see who has the colors. And you see who has the dark. I'm not saying I have colors. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. What I did was nothing special. I feel like what I did was not even close to being enough. What we did was so manini compared to the trucks I've seen loaded. The 150 gas tanks being pumped into personal vehicles loaded. I have 30 to 40 gallons in my Toyota Tacoma in cans. Our operation was not an official operation. Our operation was built on aloha. Pure aloha. And is still operating on pure aloha. I'm not saying other people don't have pure aloha. I'm just saying we do.
Warner, you're doing all this, knowing that your house is gone, and so what kind of help do you need in your ohana?
And that is the question I've been asked all week. And this is the answer I tell everybody. Right now, my family is safe. We have a roof over our head. We have running water, and I still have my job. Right now, we have everything we need. I know I will have to restart and rebuild my ohana on my own. But my concern was saving our people. Once I knew my ohana was good and safe, and had a place to go, I had no thought about what I needed until my auntie told me they're going to give me something. They're going to give me this, something that people are donating. I told her, no, auntie, I don't need that. We're at grandma's. She says, no, babes. You're here helping everybody, and you have nothing still. You still need the help. That hit me like a ton of bricks, not in the wrong way, but that woke me up because I also am in need. But it is hard for me to accept and take when I know so many is in need. I would give anyone everything I have and walk away with nothing and be happy about it. As long as I have my family. While at that gas station, after a man becomes a man and he builds his relationships with his friends and his community, that man really is no longer helpless. That man really has the help he needs in his pocket. He can call for the help he needs. While sitting at that gas station for 2 days, I've never felt so helpless in my life. I couldn't call nobody. I know if I could have called somebody, we would have been gone. I couldn't call nobody. I could not do anything. Never felt like that in my life. That's all I got.
Thanks, Warner. If we could close this, Warner, just for folks who don't have that relationship with Hawaii or just don't understand what ohana means, just explain to us, what how tight-knit your community is and how devastating this tragedy has been for all of you.
The community of Lahaina is so tight-knit that not even a raging fire could destroy it. The island of Maui is so strong that when in need, no force can stop it. We was not to be denied to help our people, no matter what color your uniform. Not to disrespect anybody in uniform. The response of this community, and it was not just me or my team. I've seen other teams, soldiers coming in by land, by boat, by jet ski, from other islands even. From Vegas, things been coming in. From Oregon, California. This community is beyond Hawaii. There is nothing that would break Lahaina. It might bend, it might burn. Lahaina would not be broken. I still have friends calling me, texting me, asking me what they need, telling me if I have this at the shop. Of course I do, or maybe we don't. I don't know, but if we do, you will get it. I have other friends who's asking me, how can I get in? I have building materials, I am ready, let me know. I too can build. So as a whole, we can rebuild Lahaina. We all can. Yeah, that's it, man. I think that's all I got.
Incredible story. Thanks.
It's not even a crazy one, man. Seen stories of people burning, stories of people floating. Without my boss, I could not do my mission.
But you did the way.
How many people total in your ohana, Warner?
When we drove away, it was just me, my wife, and my son. My stepdaughter was with her grandpa in Hawaiian Homes, and they followed us out. Everybody else in my family is on this side. My wife's family was still on the other side. A lot of them are still on the other side. Some people have to stay on the other side because they still have a job and their house is still standing. So what do they do?
You know, with your family safe, even with everything that's happened, I know you consider yourself lucky.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I am. I feel blessed. I do feel blessed to get everybody out. I feel blessed that we had a home to go to run to. Family out here worrying. I just worry about the ones we didn't get to, about the ones we could not save. When I hear those stories and I see those videos, I've never seen a TV report till today. I've never sat down and watched the TV since this happened. I have no idea what they're saying, nor do I care.
So we had to go through our list of our members that were actually living in Lahaina.
Okay. Yeah.
We had to go through a list of guys who are living in Lahaina, and we'd go down the list and we'd call our members. Some would answer, some wouldn't answer because there was no cell service. And when they answer the phone, it's like one of those biggest reliefs in the world, knowing that them and their family are all right, asking them questions about, are you and your family all right? Do you have a place to stay? Do you have food? What do you need? And we couldn't find people, we couldn't locate people. We didn't know where they're at. We couldn't get in touch with them. And these are our members that we've actually worked with forever. And, you know, worrying about them in Lahaina, knowing that they could be stuck out there without any food or anything, but we stayed at the office to make sure if anyone came here, we were able to help them, give them whatever they want. We knew that some of their phones weren't working, so we were here for them. When they came in, the thing that we learned here is when we wanted to ask them questions, but it was more listen to their stories. Because, I mean, they were going through pain, they were feeling things that they went through were hard for them. And just for us to listen, sometimes for these people, it was the first time they're telling a story, was important. Let them release some of the pain they're going through. You could see it, you could feel it, and there is no words to comfort these people. There wasn't. It was like you would just listen to what they had to say and let them know if they need anything, that we'll be here for them. And that was important, and if their family and anything they need. And, you know, we were here. All those days after, we wouldn't leave because we had to make sure that we were here for them. We're worried about where they could stay. We actually set it up right prior to this. We had a place for them to stay, not for this event itself, is because we were short on manpower. So we actually got a apartment for them, or for workers. And as soon as this happened, we called group builders and let them know, can we get this apartment earlier? Can we get them some help for the people that are out in Lahaina? We had workers at the Royal Lahaina that just wanted to get home back to Oahu, but they needed to shower. So we called to see if this apartment building was available to them. So calling group builders, they said, sure, bring them by. They can use it, you know, a couple of days earlier than we had projected.
And what do you think the need is going to be, medium term, long term for the members, particularly those that lost their homes?
The ones with the loss of home right now, all of our members are staying with family. Most of them are all safe and sound, but they're with family. But as time goes on, no matter how good it might be, it becomes trying for the family. So we're going to have to find places for these families in case anything happens within their family, you know, disruptions in the house or just staying there sometimes can be difficult. So if they have another outlet that they can go to, that'll be wonderful so that, they can get out of that situation. I mean, right now we're worried about them, their well-being. We're making sure that they're okay, and they're all not okay. They're all going through a traumatic thing. They're all still in shock. They don't know how to deal with this, and right now there's no way to deal with this. They got kids who want to go to school, can't go to school. They're having to rely on their family for a home, to stay at home. For me, I got my sister's right below me. Her family, the husband lost his house, the son lost his house, and the son's wife's family all lost their houses. So my sister has 3 families living at her house right now. So we do what we can, bring food and stuff like that, but that's just our situation. I'm sure that's happening all around Maui with other people. And there's a lot of aloha out there where they're welcoming families in, and I guess keeping these families stable through these rough times would be the biggest goal for us and for everybody. Showing them aloha, and they're going to get frustrated. First comes sadness, and then after that is anger because they don't know what to do. And if we can be there to help them so they don't go through this, that'll be wonderful. That would be our biggest job right now.
Finally, Ivan, when you hear, someone like Warner that lost their home, but yet he's out there helping the extended Lahaina family, I mean, what does that say about the type of quality people that we have in the union?
Well, that shows that it's not just about them. It's about helping people. They put themselves forward before other people, before themselves to help other people, which is really important because, if you're going to have a society that survives, you're going to work together to make it happen. And Warner was out there not even listening to what other people were telling him, but doing what was right. And that's important. Do what's right and, give what you can.
Anything else you wanted to add?
No, well, I hope that everybody on Maui, we get through this. It's going to be very difficult, trying times ahead. We're just at the start right now. We're going to have to deal with people who have passed away. We're going to have to deal with housing people. We're going to have to deal with building up Maui again. And all this isn't going to happen overnight. But it's going to take all of us helping each other over here on Maui to get it to go in the right direction.